Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, whatever time you're catching up with us here at the Under Gun Line Podcast YouTube channel. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for popping in. Let's go ahead and get this bad boy started today. It's going to be a good one, y'all. I have found what is the military equivalent to Wes Watson. I found him. And you know what? I wasn't even looking for him. What's funny is my homegirl Risa sends me this, I guess, sometime last night, because it's the first thing I open when I check my social medias this morning as I'm getting ready for the day. And at first, I had to watch it a couple of times, like, what the hell is this guy talking about? But apparently, this Joker here is Vets for Harris. Now, check it. I don't care who you're voting for, dog. One of my best friends here, Lee Hunt, is a straight up tree hugging, save the whales, Black Lives Matter, lefties for Lenin. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That motherfucker is left beyond left, but it's okay. That's my dog. That's my brother for life. You know what I mean? But anywho, so whoever you vote for is not the problem. My problem is when you start spouting bullshit and making it sound like your service is what validates your idealisms and shit like that. But we're gonna get to that right now. The first things first. Let's hear this Joker talk for himself, Mr. Vets from Harris or Vets for Harris. Let's see what he has to say.
Why don't you come trigger my PTSD and find out what happens? It
Okay.
usually doesn't end very well for people.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
All right. So we're gonna break that down for y'all. He starts off by saying, "Why don't you come trigger my PTSD for yourself?"
Why don't you come trigger my PTSD and find out what happens?
All right. So let's break that down. According to this gentleman here and the paperwork that's behind his head, which I'm assuming is his, he's claiming that he is 100% permanently and totally disabled due to PTSD alone. Now, I don't know if anybody has seen the criteria in order to obtain such a rating, but it's fucking up there. I mean, it's fucking up there. I know personally people who got blown up, literally kicked the fucking door in, got blown the fuck up because the house was full of HME, and he only had a rating of 80%, and that was total combined. So you're telling me, dog, that you're at 100% disabled for PTSD alone. Well, what that tells me is that, in theory, what comes to my mind is somebody that should always pretty much be inside his house, can't think straight for himself, is not financially dependent, cannot socialize or be around people. Hygiene is poor and constantly on the verge of suicide, highly depressed, highly anxious. Let's see. Yeah, you are definitely the definition of should be one toe away from being inside a institution. But then you double tap after you say that, and then because you're using that as a threat. So you say this.
Why don't you come trigger my PTSD and find out what happens? It usually doesn't end very well for people.
So from what my understanding is, it doesn't end very well for people. Is he got into an altercation with someone who was of the very young age of 57 years old. You know, goddamn dog. I mean, you look like you're what, maybe 30, 35. I'll even give you 40, dog. Why are you picking on fucking geriatrics, homie? Why are you trying to hurt geriatrics? You should know better than that. Oh, but I forgot. It's your PTSD, right? That's what you're going to blame it on. See, it's you. It's you people like you that give fuckers that genuinely live with PTSD a bad name because they think that we're a fucking ticking time bomb ready to go off. You know what I'm saying? So because of people like you probably wear your grunt style shirt and your fucking does not play well with others, all types of bullshit, drinking your Black Rifle coffee. Shout out to Black Rifle Coffee. No offense to y'all. But I'm just saying, these motherfuckers like this, you're using it as a threat, like you're scaring somebody, like you're trying to intimidate someone. You're gonna be humbled one day, my man. You're gonna be humbled one day. And it's gonna be very soon. I guarantee it.
Bye.
Bye. He ends it with the bye. So I want to break this down one more time for y'all.
I'm triggering my PTSD and find out what happens.
So we're gonna break that down, his PTSD, because I saw here, I was able to see a little bit of his issues. All right. And according to his issues, let's see, now this is DD214. Oh, I can't wait till you see his DD214. Um, let's see. Come on, where are you, big dog? There we go. Is this it? Yeah, this should be it right here. Is this your does not what play with others? Okay. So check this out, y'all. According to this, um, old percentage 70, new percentage 100, effective date December 8, 2015. This is the highest scheduler evaluation allowed under the law for post traumatic stress disorder. Since there is a likelihood of improvement, the assigned evaluation is not considered permanent and subject to further review. We have assigned 100% evaluation for your post traumatic stress disorder based on suspiciousness, depressed mood, suicidal ideations, disturbed sense of motivation, and mood and memory loss, impaired impulse control, chronic sleep impairment, inability or the ability to function independently, total occupational and social. I guess it's going to be impairment, neglect of personal hygiene, difficulty in establishing and maintaining effective. That's going to be the friendship part. Inability to perform activities daily of daily living. And so that's just what I can gather off of here because your big ass head covered up most of it. But again, my man, you should be very careful when you put shit out like this because there's motherfuckers like me that are gonna definitely want to take a look at it. You know what I mean? And I am that guy. I am that guy. I will want to fucking scrutinize your shit. And because I did that, let's go ahead and see something else. What's caused your PTSD, bro? So now you're showing us some paperwork that you were at USASOC in Balad. Damn, okay. And that's coming because somebody said there's no cab in your DD214 section. 12, stop calling yourself a combat veteran pogue. So, yeah, you're a pogue, bro. Welcome to the club. I'll welcome you to that club. You are a pogue. You are a person other than grunt. Okay. You gotta love it, dog. And you're showing that to show us what that you were part of USASOC, my man. See, again, to the untrained eye, right? Oh man, he was part of USASOC. Oh shit. Get this. I've known fuelers that were attached to a ranger fucking regiment or a ranger bat or whatever. They're to a ranger unit when they deployed. This fueler came back with a ranger scroll on his right side. Does that make him a ranger? No. Does that mean he saw combat? No. Why do we call it a combat patch? You call it a combat patch because you were in a theater of combat. That's it. It's your overseas service fucking shoulder sleeve. That's what it was. It used to be called like the overseas shoulder sleeve, and people would use it to differentiate themselves, like somebody that's been to combat and somebody that hasn't, but to a combat zone. So, oh, and then it's in Balad, right? If I'm not mistaken, if I am, let me know. But if I remember correctly, in Balad, ain't that where we had that big ass airport that had a college, um, had like two swimming pools, Pizza Hut, pretty much a fucking big ass city, um, akin to Biop. It was pretty much like the Biop, but like up a little bit more northern Iraq. I mean, yeah, it was called Mortaritaville for a long time, but that was in the beginning of the war. You deployed here again because I can see and I look for things. Um, from January to November of 2010. My friend, guess what? I happened to be there during that time. I happened to be there. I landed in Balad actually on my way to Mosul. Now, you ever heard of Mosul? But we're not going to do a dick measuring contest here. All right, we're not. I'm just saying. Yes, I was in Mosul. I was actually at Fab Marez, which is attached to Diamondback, which is also an airfield, but it's not as big as Balad. But anywho, uh, yeah, you guys had the C Rams up there and everything for the incoming. So anywho, um, so your combat patch is just you were attached to United States Army Special Operations Command. Cool beans, brother. I guess because people call you out for wearing that one special little patch that you're wearing, right? And you're showing us that you served. Okay, what else? United States. Okay, that's your supporting unit. That's the unit you were supporting. Special Operations Command. Got it. Wartime service. Yeah. Okay. Overseas service bar. Got it. Got it. 11 months. Whoa, boy. Woohoo. You did a combat tour, but you didn't see combat. Did you? Did you? Oh, because you know what? You happen to show us your DD 214. And that's what I'm looking for right now. So here's the funny thing about a DD 214. The DD 214 is only for those that served on active duty. And when you get off of active duty, you get your DD 214. Hence why yours only shows 1 year of service because you are a reservist. And you did that deployment, they count it as a year of service, right? So with that said, let me find your DD 214 right now. There it is. Let's see that cute little thing. And you know what's funny is you're trying to put that song like you're not like us. You're not like us. Or they not like us. Yeah, you ain't, dog. You ain't like us. Because first things first, you were 88 Mike 10. You weren't even a fucking NCO guy. You weren't even a fucking NCO. And for those that don't know, it's not 10, it's actually a one Oscar. Just throwing that out there. But everybody says 10 level, 20 level, 30 level. But it's a 88 Mike 1 Oscar. You were a motor transport operator. You were a fucking truck driver, my boy. You were a fucking truck driver in Balad in 2010. My boy, you not like us. You not like us that went out on patrols and got blown up. You not like us. You never been in a firefight in your life. I can't rap. I mean, I could if I fucking wrote shit. But anyways, let's continue seeing here. So you were 88 Mike, which is a truck driver. Shout out to my 88 Mikes out there, man. Some of y'all know what's cracking. Y'all don't fucking act like this clown here. And then oh, again, you were 88 Mike attached to a fucking special operations fucking group or a unit. So basically what you carried their cargo from the airfield to where whatever spot they were kicking it at because you didn't transport them anywhere. Guarantee you, unless you were transporting them from their part of the camp to the fucking swimming pool. You weren't transporting shit. Not in 2010, you weren't. All right. So, oh, you did it for 1 year and 1 month. Cool shit, dog. Active duty for 1 year, 1 month while you were deployed. Outstanding. And let's see, you got the Army Good Conduct Medal. And then you got the separation code, got that honorable discharge. Yeah, again, you only did 1 year, bro. And I'm not trying to take away from your service. What I am trying to pull out is your bullshit. Army Commendation Medal. All right. So you got an Army Commendation Medal. And honestly, if during this time you were involved in any type of combat, being that you are a POG like myself, who was a 13 Bravo Field Artillery, you would have gotten what's called a combat action badge. Okay. So you are not a combat veteran. Let's get that fucking point blank period. And because see, I too have a DD 214. And I too, I guess I'm gonna fucking pull out paperwork. We're like the prison channels nowadays over here. We're showing motherfucking all kinds of shit. Or I could just read it to you. It says ribbons awarded or authorized. Afghan campaign medal with campaign star. Iraqi campaign medal with 3 campaign stars. Army Commendation Medal, 5th Award. Army Achievement Medal, 4th Award. Meritorious Unit Commendation. Army Good Conduct Medal, 3rd Award. National Defense Service Medal. Global War on Terrorism. Let's see. Global War on Terrorism. Then it has Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, Korea Defense Service Medal, Non-Commissioned Officers Professional Development Ribbon, 3rd Award, Army Service Ribbon, Overseas Service Ribbon, 4th Award, NATO Medal, Combat Action Badge, Expert Marksmanship Badge with Rifle Bar. Nothing follows. So I'm just throwing that out there, and it shows. Let's see. My primary specialty, my MOS, was a 13 Bravo 3 Oscar Cannon crew member, 9 years, 11 months. Nothing follows. All right, and that's how much time I served from. Well, Nah, I mean that's from when I got my MOS was 9 years, but I joined the army in November 2024. I'm sorry, November 2004. So I graduated in March of 2005. So it would have been 10 years total primary MOS qualified in March. But anywho, I'm just throwing that out there because you're trying to show us all your shit, dog. Oh, by the way, character of service, honorable, type of separation, retirement. I'm not even going to go into the rest of it because presented U.S. flag, serving designated imminent danger pay, service in Iraq, with all those dates and all that. Because again, I'm not here to fucking you know pull out paperwork like you showing your little shit. Anywho, I'm not trying to measure dicks, but yeah, you don't have a combat patch. I mean, you have a combat patch because you deployed to a combat theater, but you don't have a combat badge because you weren't engaged or engaged the enemy. Now, before other motherfuckers jumped down my throat, no diddy, there was a time that people were not given combat badges. All right, because it used to just be the infantry that would get the infantry, the CIB, the combat infantryman's badge, and that's why they came out with the combat action badge so that the other motherfuckers that saw combat, could have something on their chest candy saying that I saw combat too. So anyway, that's when they came out with the cab. Unfortunately, people like my homeboy Hunt, who was there for the initial invasion in 2003, was involved in combat operations, has been through shit and back. He was never awarded one because the unit that he was in never retroactively put in the paperwork. So they fucked him for it. They did fuck him. But you know what? You were already there in 2010, my boy. So they already had them, and they were fucking handing those out like hotcakes back then. And it was for just a round falling in theater. Like if a round fallen on the fucking on the runway, the whole fob gets a motherfucking combat action badge. That's why I look at it like it's garbage now. I earned mine. All right, January 5th, 2006. Not a good incident. And I'll gladly give that shit back if you bring back the 2KIA that we had that day. Anyways, for those that don't understand where this guy, let's continue with his 100% PTSD, yo. Hold on. Now that we've gone there, this guy claims he's 100% PTSD, but again, for 100% PTSD, you got to be pretty much somebody that is um non-social. But yet
I
we
know
have
we
him
can
here.
achieve anything if we just believe.
Sure don't look like somebody who's depressed to me, or somebody who is 100% PTSD that's always inside of his room, not going out of his household. I wonder what other disabilities you claimed. For example, like lower back, like shoulders, um, stuff like that. Because just recently there's been an uptick of veterans who've been getting busted, saying that they were all fucked up, and they weren't. Let's go ahead and take a look at you right here. What are you saying here? See, this is another one.
Swear and protect the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That's cute how you open that up. Again, I'm somebody who is visually stimulated, right? And first thing I saw here is that Trojan. When I saw that Trojan, it reminded me of one of my best friends, if not my best friend, who has that certain Trojan on there. And for this, please don't take this the wrong way. Um, this guy is claiming to be a skinhead. Okay, he's claiming to be a skinhead. And before y'all jump down my throat again, no diddy. There's a difference between skinheads and boneheads. Skinheads are not your neo-Nazi ones. I'm talking about your traditional skins that listen to fucking reggae, listen to oi, listen to fucking ska, that are about working class. But this guy's claiming to be a sharp. Hey, sharp community, I don't know. Do you guys accept this dumbass here? Because I don't believe that he's a skinhead. He is a dumbass bonehead. I'll give you that.
No, I don't speak for all vets. I only speak for the vets that want to preserve and protect the Constitution, and fight against all enemies, foreign
This
and
guy.
domestic, and then includes MAGA. If you choose the
So, if you vote MAGA, you're an enemy. You know what, homie? Cool. Cool. You're gonna get humbled. But again, I'm gonna go back to your PTSD movement, right? For somebody who has 100% PTSD, you sure are thinking pretty fucking clearly. You don't look sleep deprived. You're pretty well groomed. You're clean. You don't seem like somebody
part
who's
of
sick.
the military
will fight against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Do you not understand? You don't have to worry about the left. You have to worry about the US military. See, the thing is, like, when we get an order to take out a domestic enemy, we don't care who you are.
Bro, calm down. What are you gonna do? Transport the ammo to the ones that are actually doing the fighting? Calm down, killer.
You are no longer with us. Sorry, dude.
You ever heard of a tyrannical government?
You're not going to fight against the US military because you're not going to last 2 seconds. So I think.
Hey, he's telling you from that fucking high-speed experience he had attached to a fucking special operations community when he transported, their trash to the dumpster out there in Balad.
You better think about your decision. We're part of the military. We'll fight against all enemies, foreign.
This guy is something special. I'm telling you, y'all, this guy.
Look.
Oh, here you go with that combat patch.
Look.
I just talked about this.
Look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
He's trying to make it sound like he's high speed.
I'm gonna say this one last time.
Say it.
Just because you call yourself a patriot,
I am.
doesn't make you one.
Yes, it
You
does.
can't be a patriot and then start an insurrection on your country because
It wasn't an
you're upset that
insurrection.
You lost an election.
It wasn't an insurrection. It was a fucking protest that turned with some idiots trying to rush the Capitol. There's no different than what was happening on the streets out there in Seattle and all the other big cities where people were protesting and, some shit got out of hand. That's what it was.
That doesn't make you a patriot. Anyone who voted for Trump in this election is not a patriot.
You know what he should have said that was, in your opinion, is not a patriot. Because honestly, homie, you're making the rest of the veteran community look like shit, dog. You really are.
Has already been labeled as a domestic enemy. It's been labeled as a terrorist organization.
Really?
Because that's what they do. They terrorize people. They do it frequently.
This guy right here, dog. We've all known this guy in the military. If you were in the military, you know this guy. You've seen him. He's the biggest shitbag in the world. I really wish I could talk to people that have been in this dude's unit. Is this the motherfucker that jumped out of the fucking Black Hawk with a knife in his mouth out to go kill all the Taliban and shit? Come on now, dog. Calm down. Kick back. Go get in your motherfucking truck. Go pick up the ash and trash. Go dump that shit. Go bring the fucking mermaids to feed the fucking SF groups.
I would volunteer my behind to go back into the army just to make sure this election goes peacefully.
What are you gonna do? Transport the fucking ballots? You're a transport motherfucking operator, dog. And you were a specialist. So you were driving. So you know what? Go PMCS the motherfucking truck. Go wait for all the other Joes to load up the fucking contents that you're gonna transport to DC. Because that's how you're gonna do, dog. Seriously. That's the only thing that you're gonna be doing in the fucking transfer of power. You're going to be transferring motherfuckers from point A to point B.
And we don't have the problems of January 6th again because Ashley Babbitt wasn't enough. I'm going to say this.
See, and then he goes to that. I'm not even going to dig into that because honestly, I got to go get a haircut. It's time for me to roll. So by the time this shit drops, I'll be getting my haircut. Y'all have yourself a good one. I'll catch y'all later. This has been a Vet Bro reaction, y'all. Fuck this guy.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Deuces. If y'all know this motherfucker, tag him, Vet for Harris, whatever he is. Please tag him to my TikTok. Fuck this puto. Baboso. Oh, by the way, I'm in Texas, homie. So if you see me, if you're in Texas, hey, whatever you want to do, homeboy. And I'm not trying to play tough guy, but you are. And I'll be happy to humble you. Deuces.